What's up, Pathways Church? Welcome to today's Daily Dose. I'm your worship pastor, Nathan Purifoy. I'm super excited to be with you this week talking about marriage. Today, we're going to get to a second rule, something that I love to share with people about marriage, and that is the rule about Netflix. Now, I'm not talking about sitting on your couch and binging Netflix, but let's be honest, there should probably be rules in your house about how much you binge watch TV. But that's not what this is about, okay? This is about something completely different because pre-2020, we used to go to movie theaters all the time. 2020 kind of blew that up for a little while, and now we're getting back into going to movie theaters. And something I've learned in the interim, while we haven't gone to theaters as often, is I'd rather go home and watch Netflix. And there's a lot of reasons why. First of all, it's a much more comfortable situation. I'm on my couch. I get to set the AC. If I need a blanket, I can grab it, and it doesn't cost $10 to make a little bit of popcorn. And that's just my personal opinion, but I prefer to sit at my couch. But the other thing about my couch versus the theater, and this is the point that I'm getting at, is at my house, if I miss something, I can rewind. If I get distracted, I can pause. And if I'm sick of it altogether, I can just turn it off for a little while. The rule about Netflix states that Netflix is better than a theater. In our marriages, we're going to have arguments. We're going to have difficult conversations. We're going to have seasons where we're going through things, and we need to learn to take control of ourselves. Not take control of the situation, not take control of other people, but control yourselves. And sometimes when you're in the middle of an argument, you're in the middle of a tense situation, it's best to press pause. It's best to walk away. It's best to grab something that makes you a little more comfortable in that moment. It's best to make sure that you can go through this conversation in a healthy way. At a movie theater, if you miss something, you just missed it. And by the end of the movie, if that thing you missed was super important, you're just out of luck. But at home, on Netflix, you can press pause. You can rewind just a little bit. You can turn the captions on. You can do whatever you've got to do to make sure that you get every important detail. Just like in our marriages, sometimes we need to learn the mechanisms and the coping skills to be able to slow things down and take our time with a difficult situation. It's so important not to get caught up in the moment, rushing through a scene that you could have paused and maybe even walked away from for a minute and then come back to when you're in a better headspace. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 23 says, "Don't have anything to do with foolish and stupid arguments, because you know they produce quarrels." It's so important that when you get into that moment where you step into a regular disagreement, into a foolish and stupid argument, that you know where the pause button is and that you have the opportunity to take control of yourself in those moments. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I'll see you tomorrow on the Daily Dose for another lesson about marriage.